Water quarry and holistic transformation of neglected landscape. In challenging context, water quarry emerges as a groundbreaking initiative aiming to breathe new life into abandoned quarries. Rather than viewing these quarries as desolate spaces, water quarry perceives them as untapped opportunity for transformative regeneration. Here are map and collage of images of Valif industrial site. Research question. Why one should preserve industrial heritage and altered landscape? What has led the divide between the wasteland and community? What's the possibility of reviving such spaces? What additional possibility exists that could establish or introduce pondscape at regional level besides such wastelands? Why preserve industrial wasteland and industrial heritage? Site location: northern fringe of Mumbai, Vasai Virar. It lies in Valiv industrial region of Vasai. Site is approachable from NH48 highway at a distance of about 0.5 km. Site urgency and characteristic. Here is the plan of northern part of Valiv. To the north is the Danif community. To the west are the Valiv industry. In the center are the Valiv quarries. Here are some of the site photographs of abandoned quarries clicked during month of monsoon. Quarries are filled with water, vegetation has outgrown, sites are restricted and unutilized. Illustration of site characteristics. Quarry and community. It shows community it being close by to the quarry edge. Dwellings, unit plan. Large fabric of slum settlement. These settlements are 6 meter by 4 meter in dimension, which accommodates their living. Gullies and community is the prime area for their social space and market area. Quarry holds stone processing plant processing basalt stone from quarries to removal of sand and gravels. Most of the industry in the Valley are small scale G and G plus 1 storage structure having temporary roof. Valley industry has steel fabrication, utensil production, clothes dyeing, etc. industry. Site plan. There are 11 quarries filled with water, which are disposable garbage land for community and hotspots for disease. There is a stream to the west which generates from Tungareshwar but now has desolated as it's a disposable space for industrial waste. Some of the abandoned quarries are anchored with concrete walls on the edge and water storages are created, which profits the tankers business. Coming back to the quarry, you can see it in the section there are shallow and deep quarries. Shallow quarries ranging from 15 to 18 meter in depth, whereas deep quarries are 25 to 30 meter and more in depth. Lightweight fencing and bushes envelop the quarry edges. Ground condition during summer season represents sparse vegetation, water level in quarry being reduced, whereas in monsoon season vegetation is lush green with quarries being filled with water. Through water flow and ridge analysis, it showed us ridge and valley across the site and also how water collection pits are formed. Some of valleys did connect to the quarries. With the help of slope analysis, inference was found out that these used to be Deccan Trap basalt rock mountain with elevation ranging from plus 55 meter to minus 40 meter. Understanding the site through regional development plan. Site is demarked under Green Zone 1 and Industrial Section. Quarry water capacity and calculation gives us more estimate of how much water can be collected if these quarries are used as water storages. Through modeling and volume calculation, 116 crore liter of water these quarries can store and roughly 70,655 people can be served water for daily basis and usage. Master plan, study and design proposal. Central idea for master plan began with introduction of a focal point, it being established and from that point it grows radially. Primarily ring road network were introduced along the periphery of the quarries, connecting them all together. Focal point being the biodiverse zone where deep quarries were assigned into. Deep quarries were looked to be a forest zone, a green zone, whereas the focal point grows radially from there. Water being the important element rejuvenates the desolate landscape with introduction of symbiotic relation between the quarried land and community. This symbiotic relation has sort of factors like active and engaging quarry edges, developing a unique character of each zone, vibrant accessible neighborhoods, creating cultural and street life as it is dominant in community, livelihood opportunity generation is also to be looked forward. Here is the concept sketch of the master plan study and design proposal. Master plan design proposal for Valley Quarries. Introduction of focal point and keeping the concept in mind, central deep quarries will look to have biodiverse zone of itself, a forest zone, having natural trails along the ecological pond, skywalks, and birdwatching tower in the forest zone. It becomes an escape from industry sort of for the community. Shallow quarry to the west will look forward to have step gabion terraces for urban farming, also having wetland boat park with ecological pond, market and storage area were also identified. Urban farming institution was imagined in future phases. To the most west, abandoned quarry having concretized edge were imagined to have recreational area with jogging track, gym area along with large portions of flower meadows. To the north, where quarry slides into the community and quarry being shallow, community engagement was looked into, where community workshops and learning center were introduced. Services like water pumping station were also introduced to serve community water needs. To the east, plant nursery building was looked forward to boost up the green concept, which being introduced in the center of industrial polluted area. Landscape understanding and developing unique character zone were also studied through sections. Architecture design draws inspiration from quarry itself, making it a key element. Architecture is imagined to be the edge and became the inherent part of the quarry. The building descends towards the quarry inspired by the stepwells, symbolizing a unique feature. Stark and jagged edges of the quarry were also used as key concept for this design. Architecture is thought of to serve as a catalyst and initiator, initiating a symbiotic relationship between the community and the quarry. Positioning of building was done in a manner where building flushes with the road and one can easily experience the expanse of quarry being in the quarry through architecture. Plans of architecture design intervention. Ground floor plan. Building sits at 3.5 negative from the road. Vertical circulation is through ramp and staircases. A connecting bridge at lower level was introduced. Community multipurpose space, workshop area for women, urban farming, and water supply station related learning center were proposed. Healthcare unit was assigned as an integral part. Water pumping station at this level was also introduced to pump water at higher level. First floor plan. First floor plan sits above 0.15 meter from road. A green terrace was introduced above multipurpose space with pergola and seating spaces. Community kitchen with communal dining was also introduced as urban farming can serve food for people in the industry. Market with storage area was also proposed. Market area also connects to the viewing deck via bridge above water pumping station. Health facility unit was also introduced at this level. Roof plan. Solar panel and water storages at roof level were introduced. Building section and axonometric drawing. Building section through architecture intervention in quarry represents them as one form, as architecture is in the quarry. Spaces seem like floating along the quarry edges where concrete frames were also designed in a manner which tucks the building to the edge. Bottom level of quarry was also worked out for water filtration process. Layers of sand and minerals with aquatic plants were looked forward to. Along the water edge, water hyacinth, water lettuce, cattail, duckweeds, and common reed were kept for water filtration through their roots and also to reduce oxidation of water. Aquatic life was also given a thought, introducing ecological ponds. Quarry edges was also worked out with high tensile steel anchorage sheets and making the edge green. Here is the synthesis drawing which showcases axonometric view with structure and floor plates tucked to the quarry edge with growth of greens all around. Experiential views. Here are 3D rendered views of architecture design intervention, framing the views from the edge, while strolling on the walkway, while strolling on the bridge, framing the bridge structure standing in water, experiencing the view from the deck. Construction details. Structure is designed in a manner where footing sits on hard strata, concrete frames supporting the floor slabs and roof. Stone buttresses were introduced along the quarry edges for edge stabilization. Building section also gives an idea how building is anchored to the quarry edge. Quarry edge were also worked out with high tensile steel anchorage sheets and making the edge green. Columns were detailed in a manner to have water flow from green roof to the quarry. Bottom of the quarry was also leveled for water filtration process and vegetation to grow. Here are some of the views of physical design model. Water quarry and holistic transformation of neglected landscape. In challenging context, water quarry emerges as a groundbreaking initiative aiming to breathe new life into abandoned quarries. Rather than viewing these quarries as desolate spaces, water quarry perceives them as untapped opportunity for transformative regeneration.